Mental, emotional, and social health. Mental and emotional health is the ability to handle the stresses and changes of everyday life in a reasonable, happy, healthy, good way. Here's some signs that you have good mental and emotional health. Having a good attitude and positive outlook on life. So if you generally think good things are going to happen and people are good and all is well, then you're probably more mentally and emotionally healthy. If you're able to recognize your strengths as a person, so strengths ability-wise and with relationships, what are you good at? If you're good at setting realistic goals, so if I set a goal that I can reach, then that means that I'm probably mentally and emotionally healthy. If I set a goal that's unrealistic, that's not a good sign. Acting responsibly, being able to relax and have fun both on your own and in a group, being aware of your feelings. This one's a big one. You need to be able to be aware of your feelings, name them. I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm frustrated, I'm disappointed, I'm exhausted, and be able to express them healthily. That means instead of screaming or yelling, you can talk calmly, or you can write a letter, or you can explain to a person how you're feeling. You can show to other people that you are feeling a certain way. Your ability to adapt to new situations, and showing empathy, or the ability to identify with or share another person's feelings. If you can show and have empathy, then you definitely have some good mental and emotional health. Self-esteem is a protective factor in maintaining mental and emotional health. So self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. If you don't have great self-esteem, that's fine. You can build it. You can build it by setting realistic goals or goals that you can reach and feel good about. You can focus on your strengths. Find something you like to do and practice it. Everybody has a strength, whether it's big or small, whether it's in school or out of school, whether it deals with intelligence or physical capabilities or emotional capabilities. Everybody has a strength. Please find yours. Also, everybody has a weakness. Don't focus on your weaknesses, focus on your strengths. To raise your self-esteem, you can also ask for help. So if you're learning something new, don't be afraid to get help from a teacher, a friend, a tutor, a parent, anybody. Remember that no one is perfect. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses. Sometimes we look at other people's from the outside and we don't realize that they have struggles going on the inside. Everybody has a strength and everybody has a weakness. You can also build your self-esteem by thinking positively and having a positive attitude. I love this quote. Just in case you've forgotten today, you matter, you are loved, you are worthy. Quote, nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission. This was Eleanor Roosevelt here pictured. I want you to think about this. What does it mean? How true is it? Can you think of a case where it might not be true? In what kinds of situations would this quote be most useful to remember? Please think about those things silently by yourself right now. Stress. Stress can cause mental and emotional health issues. Stress is the body's response to real, and this is important, or imagined dangers or other life events. Stressors include school, obviously, that's a big one for us. Relationships. Relationships means friends, family, teachers, any type of person to person that you have a relationship with. Money issues, whether they're yours or your parents', illness and injury to the body or to somebody else's body that you love, bullying, and death and divorce of parents. If you look over on the side here, it says, what are the primary causes of your teen's stress? Homework. That's a lot. Girls a little bit more than boys. Conflicts with you or another parent. Friends. Getting into a good college. Poor body image, and dating and relationships. School is a big stressor. I hope you can learn to manage your stress response to school in appropriate ways. Using a schedule or an agenda really does help take the stress out because you do know what to anticipate, you know when things are due, and you can help mitigate that stress. Coping with stress. There's 5 big ways to cope with stress or to deal with it in a healthy way. You can, 1, identify unhealthy coping mechanisms. So what's not a healthy way to cope? Smoking, drinking, taking stress out on others like arguments, fights, watching too much TV, oversleeping, undersleeping, overeating. Identify what are the ways that you're coping that's in a bad way. Number 2, be physically active. This is a big one, especially at your age. Move your body. So dance to your favorite song, walk to the store, take your dog for a walk, go for a run, play basketball, skateboard, whatever you need to do, but move your body. 3, build and maintain relationships. Friends and other relationships are super important to coping with stress. You can call or text a friend. You can email a teacher. You can try to develop and deepen those relationships by checking in on the person and having them check in on you. You can vent to them about your problems and have them listen. Hopefully you'll do the same for them if they need it as well. 4, change your attitude. This one sounds easy, but it's actually probably the hardest one. Start thinking positive and say positive things. Stop overthinking every single thing that you have. You can do something like set a worry period. So say, I'm only going to be worried about this problem for 5 minutes, and then I'm not going to worry about it anymore for the rest of the day. You can find a lesson in it all. Avoid perfectionism. So changing your attitude can be helpful with stress. And 5, develop a stress relief toolkit. This is really important. You need to find things that work for you to make you feel less stressed. You can walk in a naturally beautiful setting, meditate, you can interact with an animal. Hopefully you have some type of animal in your life, whether it's in your home or your friend's home or a family member's home, a dog or a cat or a bunny rabbit or anything like that. Or you can even watch images of animals and videos of animals online. A massage, a comedy, contact one of your best friends, keep a journal. Writing down thoughts can help get those stressful thoughts out of your head and onto the paper. You can have a hot tea or a hot cocoa or a hot bath, read a good book. Develop things that make you get that stress out of your body. Now we're going to watch a video about Michaela Horn.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm a junior in high school. I love to play the violin and piano, and I'm stressed. I'm stressed about homework because I have so much homework to do every day, and every class has hours of homework. I'm also stressed about not getting enough sleep, both due to the homework I have to do and extracurriculars I do. From the school newspaper to the speech team to playing the violin in the youth symphony orchestra, it all adds stress because it all takes time. Another thing you may know we high schoolers are stressed about is having all those college applications submitted. I thought all high schoolers were just like me, stressed about all these things and not getting enough sleep. So I decided to ask them. I created an anonymous survey and I sent it out to my friends, school, and students I knew in other countries around the world. About 160 people filled it in. 160 high schoolers who I thought were just like me. After reading the responses, I realized that many of them were stressed about the same things I was. But what surprised me was how open they were about the other things that were stressing them out. The things they weren't telling other people. They weren't sharing these things with their parents, friends, therapists, or counselors. They weren't sharing these things with anyone. But they shared them with me. You know what those things were? Let me give you 4 examples. One student, who's gay, shared that they didn't want to tell their friends and family that they were gay because they were afraid that their friends and family would leave them and move on. Another student who's transgender shared that they've already told their parents they want to have surgery done to change their gender, that they were suicidal. But their parents didn't want them to have the surgery. They didn't approve. And to that student, they didn't seem to care that they were suicidal. The impact? They have attempted suicide 3 times. 3 times. They used my survey to talk about it, to reach out and share with me, because they didn't feel that they were being listened to. Another response I read was from a student who's been hurting themselves. A student around my age who has been harming themselves since 6th grade. That is for 5 or 6 years, of which they haven't told anyone, not a single person. Now, the last response I would like to share with you all today has impacted me in a big way. What this person shared had me asking, how can I help? How can I reach out to them? Now, this person had so much stress, so much. Now, I'd love to share with you what they wrote, but I care about them too much. What hit me, though, was that they had actually set a date as to when they were going to commit suicide. I was at home, reading their words on the screen, and I was upset. And then I saw the date. It was only a week away. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to possibly lose another person at my school or in this world. And to think that they had actually set a date and told me. To this student, I have a message for you. Wherever you are, I see you and I care about you. And all those students who took my survey, and even to those who didn't, I see you and care about you too. Now, after this experience, I found out that many of the students who took my survey were more willing to share with their peers than with their parents, therapists, or counselors, the ones that actually have the degrees to help them. There is so much more young people are not telling and sharing with you. This experience has taught me that this is only the beginning of the conversation. My hope is that together we can do something about this. Thank you.
Now, I want you to think about the stress that this person was under, all these people in this survey were under, and what items can you put in your toolkit to make sure that you can relieve some of the stress in your life?